guys? Welcome to another episode of Tuned In Sports here. We are here going to be talking about the Giants. My name is Bennett.
And Phil.
We are huge Giants fans here, and we're going to be talking about kind of what led up to, Giants missing the postseason, some positives that we saw throughout the year, and some negatives.
Our pitching staff was really good at the beginning of the season. So was the bullpen. Everything went well until we got down to that last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And that was no fun.
Yeah, I agree. A lot of, to me it was all about inconsistency. Cueto had some good games every once in a while, but then other games it's like he wasn't even really a factor, especially towards the end. He was giving up runs left and right. At least it seemed like.
Yeah, and then our bats went dead too that last week. That didn't help.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they went totally silent, and wasn't too many runs scored.
Yeah, exactly. And I thought actually Webb, he actually was playing well throughout the whole season.
Yeah, he was.
He was one of those guys I wasn't expecting much out of. Honestly, I always kind of looked at him as all right, not great.
Yeah, but most of the way through the season, he was doing very well with his pitching. Very well.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
And then there at the end, he started weakening a little bit, getting a little less consistent, but he still played pretty darn well for this season, and I'd give him an A grade for the way he played this year.
Oh yeah, for real. I think we had a lot of guys step up that. Especially with Posey being out.
Oh, man.
Dude, especially, Dickerson. Yeah. Perfect example. Man, that guy was on fire throughout the season.
How about 3 home runs and 2 doubles in one game? Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
wow.
That
I know.
Was great.
Yeah, that was the one that we beat the A's 14-2 or something.
Yeah, something
it was when we beat the Rockies 23-5.
Yeah. That was it. Yeah. That was a hell of a game.
Man, and I still can't believe we beat the A's 14-2.
Yeah.
I mean, I was not expecting that because they were beating us crazily.
Well, the rest of the season, they killed us. But we got to have our revenge that one game.
Yeah, it was really nice. I'll say that.
That's what baseball is all about, though. You have your good. I mean, just look what the San Diego did to us this year. We just couldn't beat them.
I know, they beat us all 4 games. Wait, actually, no, we beat them the first game. That's right.
Yeah. But I mean, the whole season, they had our number.
Oh, yeah. I hated having to play them the last few games. Because...
we haven't mentioned Yaz either. That guy played some ball this year.
Oh, yeah.
We missed him when he hurt that calf, and he was out for a week and a half. That was scary.
Yeah, I know. I only think he's going to get better.
Yeah. He's going to, he's got a good heritage here. His grandfather was one hell of a player, Carl Yastrzemski. That guy could play ball.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And so he's got a good background, and I'm sure his grandfather has a lot to do with the way he plays ball now.
Oh,
bringing him up.
Yeah. Let's just say I hope we aren't getting rid of him anytime soon.
No, I don't think that's in the picture.
No, I don't think it is, but...
No, they're going to keep our young players. That's what they've had them in the system, bringing them up for.
Yeah, exactly.
So we will have a good year, and I'm looking forward to next year, and I think we're going to have a pretty strong team.
Yeah, especially with Posey back and everything. Yeah,
we are going to need some help in the bullpen. That's got to get better.
Yep,
they started out the year pretty good, but the last half of the season didn't do as well, and we're going to need some help there, or we're going to need the coaches to get busy with these guys and help them out so that they're ready for the next season.
Speaking of young players, what did you think of the first rounder, Mr. Bart?
Oh yeah, he did very well this year.
Yeah,
very. His first time at bat, he got 2 doubles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he did good at catcher.
He was a good catcher, and it's hard for a new young catcher like that to communicate with these veteran pitchers because they have their way of wanting to do things, And all of a sudden, here's a kid in here just come up from the minors, trying to tell them what to do. Some of them don't like that.
Oh yeah.
But he did well. He got along with them pretty well. I think they spent a lot of time talking in the dugout about how things were going to be out there.
Speaking of older guys, I was pretty surprised when we cut Samardzija and also Sandoval.
Yeah.
I was expecting them to let him at least finish off the season.
Yeah. We also lost an outfielder.
Who was it?
Hunter.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's gone.
Yeah.
And that's the third time they've got rid of him.
Watch, he'll be back next season.
Yeah, but he was having a bad year. He was having a really tough year.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. He's still not done with baseball, I'm sure.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah, Pence is one good player.
It sucks too because like last year, I actually thought he was playing pretty decent.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad.
Yeah.
That's
and
for sure.
then Dubon, he did a fantastic job in center field this year. He run down some balls that you'd swear nobody was going to catch.
Yeah.
And same thing for Yaz in right field.
Yeah, dude.
He made some fantastic catches. So those two guys really showed up this year.
I think the defense overall outside of pitching was really good.
Yeah, but you got to remember the first 3 weeks of the season, they were the worst infield. They made more errors than any other team.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
but they finally got over that.
Then they started playing really well.
Yeah.
So.
But it was overall it was a good year. They one win away from being in the playoffs in a short season like this.
And especially with Posey being out.
Yeah.
Like everybody was expecting us to take a down step.
Yeah.
And here we are coming out and almost making the playoffs.
Yeah.
I was really impressed. And Solano, man, he was a great. He was great. I thought his hitting was on point throughout the season.
He was the most consistent hitter we had this year. He was.
And it was his first year on the team.
Yeah.
But
then after they got through with the errors that they made at the beginning of the season, Crawford, Lozano, Belt, Solano, they did well, really well.
Yeah, I agree. And Longo.
Yeah.
He did pretty good
too. Once they got over that, the rust, I guess you would call it, from having no preseason to get ready for this.
Yeah, exactly.
They got out of that error mode and started playing ball. They did really well. It
was really nice just to have a baseball season because,
we thought we weren't going to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And the 60-game season worked out very well.
Yeah.
And they're in the playoffs now. And there was a picture on, Facebook the other day of the Giants. They said they're ready for the playoffs, and they had them sitting in front of a TV. Okay, we can laugh at our team.
I gotta admit, that was pretty funny, but I really do wish we would have made it.
Yeah, it would have been nice. One win away from it. It was that close.
For real.
Yeah, but
just like we said earlier, we had to run into the Padres.
Yeah, you got to take the bad with the good when it comes to sports, and they just didn't have it at the end of the season to pull through.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But they still had a great season, and they got a lot to look forward to next year. They got some really good young players.
Yeah.
And this team, and then they got pros like Belt and Crawford and Longo in there who are going to help these guys develop.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's going to be good. You'll see a lot better. And then, of course, we had a brand new coach this year too.
Yeah, that's another thing I wanted to mention because I think for his first year and what he was able to do with the injuries and people being out that we had.
Yeah, it was.
Thought it was really impressive.
Yeah. Well, you got to think about it, man. You're a first year coach for a team, and then you end up with a season like this where you don't even know if you're going to get to play. You have no preseason at all, and you got to get these guys ready to play a 60 game season.
I know.
Yeah, he did well. He did very, very well.
I only think this team. I definitely see us in the playoffs next year if we don't run into injury concerns and Posey's playing and
Posey definitely said he'll be back.
Oh yeah,
and I understand why he wasn't here this year.
Because he has
if you had
kids,
two tiny babies and you didn't want to take a COVID home to them, I wouldn't play either.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
to me, he was putting his family first, and nobody can blame him for that.
No, he did the right thing there.
Mm-hmm.
And,
definitely.
And by the way, he's my favorite player on the team.
Yeah,
I love him.
I think honestly, my favorite player on the team right now is probably Yastrzemski.
Yeah,
I really love
good.
him.
Yeah,
he's great.
But Yaz is going to give us some good baseball through the years if he doesn't get injured. He is going to do very, very well.
Yep. And he hit phenomenal this year for his first season, and next year
Actually, he started with us last year. He got part of the year in last year.
Yeah, that's right. Actually,
yeah, he did get a little bit of the year in.
But this was his first full year with us.
Yeah.
So, I only expect him to get better. So.
Oh, I have no doubt he's going to get better and better and better, and so is Dickerson, and then Dubon. He can't do anything but get better, and then the DH this year. What was his name?
Flores.
He did really good.
Yeah.
For a guy who has to sit on the bench
and still
go up and hit.
He was actually one of those guys that I felt stepped up towards the end of the season.
Yeah, he did.
So,
and the thing is, it was our first year to have a DH too.
Mm-hmm.
And we're used to our pitchers having to hit. And this is in the long run, is going to work out better for this team.
You know what? It was nice to have a lot of guys in the high 200s for batting average.
Yeah, we did.
Or in some even in the 300s, like Solano, for example.
Yeah.
He was. Like we said about him, he was on fire this season. So.
And we had a lot of relief pitchers, Rogers, Peralta, Haniger. They come in and did a good job. Cahill, he started out starting and then ended up on the bench as a reliever.
Yeah,
they had a tough year, but they did try to come through. They just that last 2 weeks they just wasn't there.
Yeah,
it wasn't there. Just like our batting, the hitting wasn't there the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, as far as Rogers go, I thought I think everybody began to figure out kind of what he was doing towards the end of the season.
Yeah, they got used to seeing that ball coming up at them.
Yeah, because not many pitchers in the league these days
throw
underhand.
He's the only one throwing 6 inches off the ground.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
That takes a little getting used to.
Yeah, it does.
But he needed to find some way to change up. After a couple of rounds of them seeing him, he needed to find a way to change up a little bit, come up a little bit, or throw different pitches and get them off stride. But they learned how to time him.
Yeah, exactly. Guys like him can really be big assets on a team, though. Because, like we were talking about earlier, not many people are used to seeing guys throw like that.
No, and it's and you could see it in them, man. They were watching strikes go boom right past them.
Yeah.
And, his changeup, his fastball, and his basically had a rising fastball. That's hard to hit.
Yeah, it is. And that kind of brings me to another point. Bumgarner leaving this offseason. Like we were talking about with pitching earlier, some of those guys really stepped up.
Yeah, they did.
For him.
Yeah. Losing him was a big thing, but, that's part of baseball. You lose players, you gain players.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
You just got the new guys that come in, step up, and take over.
Yep, exactly.
And Cueto did a good job at that. He was injured at the starting of the season. He missed a lot of the season this year, but he came in. He pitched pretty good. But I'm not sure what happened the last couple of times he come in. He had a rough go. But he still stayed out there and threw the ball.
Yeah.
And that's important. Because the bullpen didn't have to come in quite as soon as you would think they would.
Yeah,
under
exactly.
those circumstances.
Yep,
So
definitely.
it was a good year.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not upset over it because like we were talking about earlier, we didn't have much expectations
No.
going into this year anyways. So for us to perform like we did,
Hey,
can't complain about
It
it.
was a great surprise this year. I really enjoyed watching them play this season,
Yeah, just
and I'm ready to watch them next year.
yeah, I think they're only going to be better.
Yeah.
Um,
All right.
so
Well, folks, that's about all we got for you today.
yep,
But look forward to hearing from us again when the season starts next year. Sometime in between, we'll kind of let you know when there's trades and things
yeah,
are
exactly.
happening with the teams.
We'll
as it
give
goes
you our
along.
reactions and
Yeah.
tell you what our
Good.
thoughts are on it, and definitely going to be bring you some more content about the Giants, or maybe baseball
Well,
in general.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we got the playoffs going, so we can talk
Yeah,
a little bit
definitely.
about that. Yeah.
So thank you guys for tuning in, and if you like the content, make sure and hit the like button and subscribe, and we look forward to bringing you guys some more. So thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.